All right, let's talk a little bit about some of the other best teams in college basketball right now, because I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I do think that Baylor's the best team. I think that the second best team in college basketball right now, and that might change, but right now is Arizona. If you try to figure out and poke some holes into that program, we did that last night with Ashton Gibbs and Steve Prohm. We were like, what can we do to fix this team? What can we give them to Christmas for Christmas to get them better? And it was tough. I'm not really sure what you need to do to make this Arizona team better. So am I on the right track in saying that this team is the second best team in college basketball right now?
You know, it's so hard to say that, though. It's so hard to say it. Just, we nobody's played long enough. Arch is talking about Alabama. There is a difference in the schedule that Arizona has played so far than the schedule, for example, that Alabama has played. And Alabama's taken on a couple of losses where Arizona hasn't. But Arizona, as we talked earlier about Villanova and Alabama, they're incredibly balanced, where their defense and their offense are both, threatening the top 10. I mean, when you are that elite, not just on one side, but that efficient on both, defense, forcing turnovers, being hard to score against at the rim, using your defense to get out in transition, and then their offense being as efficient and as fast as it's been, it's hard to not say that they're not one of the top 5 teams, top 10 teams in the country. I know this, Rob, they're playing for a 1 seed. Whether they're able to do it or not, that's the category they're in, and I think deservedly so. The starting 5, those guys, they all know their role, and they're all very good players. And then it's a matter of the bench coming in and doing their job. But so far, they haven't been hit with any injury. The adversity, that comes where I think some teams are playing without a player or guys miss some time. I think UCLA is a great example. They've played almost the entire non-conference season. Well, really, they have, without Cody Riley. And Cody Riley, as a senior, is a real key component to UCLA's success. So, so far, a lot of good things have happened. I know the game tomorrow, Arizona at Tennessee, will be a great game. You'll continue to learn more about both of those teams, but it's hard to really disagree with what you said. I don't know if they're the first, second, or whatever, but I know they're one of those teams that have every right to believe that they can be a 1 seed in this year's tournament.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with Arizona as the second best team because, I think at some point in time, you're going to have to deal with a grinded out situation. The game is going to get ugly. And the only time I think it's been ugly for them was the Wichita State game. But they were up heavily in that game at times. And that's why the Tennessee game is so interesting for Arizona. They got to go into a hostile game again, a lot like they did against Illinois. But Tennessee's defense is quality enough that they could give Arizona some problems. But I'm going to stick with Purdue as the second best team in the country. I just think they have the depth. I think they have the inside, the outside. And I think they have a lot of different guys contributing across the board that know their role. And I think Purdue is right there with Baylor as being one of the best teams in the country, and, to me, I just think, if you're going to be a Final Four caliber team, you got to have a lot of things in place, and Purdue has a lot of answers, for you when you play against them.
I agree, Arch. I agree. And not only Purdue, and again, looking at their schedule too, Purdue hasn't ducked anyone either. I mean, they've played some really good teams. They played away from home, and I think that their team, their experience, having been through it. Again, like we just finished talking about, Rob, are they first or second best team? No, they're playing for a 1 seed. They have every right to be doing that.